Hey yo, what up? It's your boy Joe, J to the O, aka Regal, BK Yaos is the closest one to the sun, trying to be the closest thing to the hardest working human being, also the closest thing to the perfect human being who is Jesus the Christ, Yahshua HaMashiach. And if Joe not, let Joe think what Joe think. Y'all me? Y'all gave Joe a mind, so Joe gonna use it. Otherwise, Joe would lose it. Shout out, salute to the TOP gang. Keep y'all feet on these niggas' necks. Be not afraid of their faces. We gon' win. We're going to the kingdom and we're going to go in. So there's this movie called Vanilla Sky. Tom Cruise, he a rich playboy. He got a lot of women. He got one friend, one homie, but his homie really don't like him because he can pull his women too. Like anytime he bring like a nice girl around, she be looking at him, which is how the movie start. He bring this nice little Spanish chick around and he like her and she feeling him too. And the friend like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, but dude also messing with this other chick, um, this little white chick, and she hella jealous of the Spanish chick, so she was spying on him, catch him coming out the Spanish chick's house early in the morning, start talking, start talking a little, sassy, trying to keep this video PG, but she gets to running off at the mouth a little bit. Not in a ghetto kind of way, more in a sarcastic, romantic comedy kind of way. You know what I mean? So she coerced this dude into getting into the car, right? So that's his first mistake. Well, his first mistake is not checking her. You got her thinking that she can really do something, right? And we're gonna review this video of this crazy young girl who sadly took this young man's life because she basically was just crazy and she couldn't get her way. She was very narcissistic and entitled and spoiled and just decided since she can't have this young man that she would kill him. And as your value raises on this earth, because the Israelites, we're about to be made famous. Yah is really finna bless us. But yeah, she coerced this man into getting into the car and then she drove off a bridge, right? But that's the movie, Vanilla Sky. The video we finna review is a real life account that I just happened to watch today, and I just said skip it. I'm gonna try to quickly react to it. But first you need to check her. Then you never give a woman power over you, never. So when you get behind if when you jump in a woman's vehicle, just know that if she wanted to crash out, literally, she could, and it just would be, will you survive, right? So I don't want to I don't want to make this video too long, but let's just say this. It'd be better to make concrete covenants with your women and have everybody on the same page, all working towards the same goal, right? Than to have a woman who you're just operating in your normal nature. You like multiple girls. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But one of your girls is so jealous, she wants to crash out so hard, she wants to kill you because she can't have you, right? And these women, they're very narcissistic. They hate each other. They compete with each other. That's all social media is women competing against other women for likes and whose lifestyle looks better, right? That's all it is for a lot of it. Social media actually makes teenage girls suicidal. That's like one of the more popular reasons young teenage girls are committing suicide or self-deleting because of what they see on Instagram, and a lot of that is fake, right? And what the video we about to review actually proves that a lot of this is fake. They're just faking it. But when things get real, you can get killed because it's real in the field. So let's go ahead and put this up. Fair use.
2021. They originally kept their relationship quiet, but shortly after they started dating, they made the relationship public via social media. Mackenzie would frequently post photos of them looking happy and in love. They appeared to be soulmates, spending as much time together as possible.
Fair use. They look like a good looking couple. Hold on real quick.
Their families met and
Yeah, they look like a good looking couple. I'm pretty sure they were gaining followers very rapidly, very quickly. I'm pretty sure she was making her little girlfriends jealous, right? Yeah, it's the average modern day relationship, right? But usually when people break up, they crash out online, like Remy Ma and Papoose. But oh, and I was Travis Hunter. You never drive your girl to a party unless you get paid for it. And she shouldn't really be your girl. She should be a girl that's gonna pay you. Because to drive your girl to a party and other men are palming her butt cheeks is crazy. And I know you know that. But it's good that stuff like this came out because you never drive a girl to a party. I don't care how much she like to drink. You have to be the king of your house, of your castle. Especially if you're gonna come in the green luxuriant or into the kingdom of the most high Yah. Ain't finna be no simping in there. Ain't no. Ain't that is against the order of Yah. And we gonna keep the order of Yah. Right? But most crash outs happen on social media. But this woman, this young lady, when she couldn't have her way, well, you just gonna see what she gonna do. She's all wickedness is nothing compared to the wickedness of a woman. Let me see. I'm gonna get that verse real quick. Hold on. Let's watch a little bit more of this.
grew close as well,
Fair
and it
use.
appeared that nothing could come between them. They eagerly anticipated graduating high school so they could start their lives together. But the bliss didn't last long. Dominic began to notice
Fair
a side of
use.
Mackenzie that he was not fond of. She started to expect Dominic to agree with everything that she said, and he started to get frustrated with how controlling she was.
So he was doing the right thing. He was doing the right thing.
Amidst it all, though,
He recognized that she was trying to use her narcissistic ways against him. He just looked like a cool dude, right? Ciroc, hold on. He just looked like a cool dude, and she's trying to control him, so he broke up with her, right? Which is the right thing to do. Now, you about to see how wicked these women are, but I guess I should show you this verse real quick. That's why I'm about to type it in. Let's see, the Catholic public domain version popped up. This look like a good translation. Excuse me. Sirach 25:19. The sins of men are small compared to those of women. And I pray that women who sin will be severely punished. Right? So this ain't me talking. This is the book talking. Right? Let's see. It's Sirach 25:17. The sadness of the heart is every plague, and the wickedness of a woman is all evil. All evil. So, yeah, women are very wicked. You don't see verses like that talking about men. Matter of fact, it said that the sins of men are small compared to those of women. It don't get more concrete than that. So if you want to know who's wicked out here, it's the women. That's why as a man, you have to watch your ass. Watch your ass, especially with these women. And the best way to watch your ass with these women is to make her break to that Torah. Break, bitch, break, bitch, break, bitch. No, you said the word bitch. Sirach 25, no, 26, 25. Sirach 26, 25. A self-willed woman is a bitch. Good News Translation. So, break, bitch, break, bitch, break, bitch. Yeah, so, and if she ain't gonna break to that Torah, tell her she can hit the road. And if you're in a situation like this where you find out you're dealing with a woman and she's controlling, and you try to leave her alone and she starts to threaten you and do all this other crazy stuff, document it, get all the evidence, and stay the hell away from her. Matter of fact, go get a restraining order against her and make it illegal for her to even come near you. Hallelujah.
They continued to project the
Fair
image of a
use.
perfect couple on social media. At some point, Dominic decided to break off
They continue to project a image, a perfect image online because she wanted to do that. Because she cares about that, not him. He he'll find other women, especially when you high value. I believe this guy he can pull other women easily. He should have had other women off top. You never give a woman so much authority over you that she think that she controls any aspect of your life, including how much nookie you get, how much kitty you get. That's why you have to be a man that's prepared to take care of plenty kitty. You can't get rid of kitty. Kitty always purring and rubbing up against your leg because Kitty like to be around you. And she can't stop that. She knew that coming in through the door. That alleviates a lot of foolishness. Because a lot of people get killed over dumb stuff and relationship wise is always about some who cheating type stuff. Women shouldn't even have an idea in their head they can cheat. And men should always have multiple women. That's how it's going to be ran righteously. That's how it's going to be regulated righteously. And that's how we're going to do it in the kingdom because green luxuriant in all its provinces is simp free zones. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to get it. Don't hey, we got all of eternity for me to figure this out. And English ain't my first language. So what I don't speak English well. Moses didn't speak well. Right? But yet, Yah spoke to Moses face to face, and he's going to let the unicorn speak to him face to face. Face to face. Hallelujah. 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 Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Dominic to agree with everything that she said, and he started to get frustrated with how controlling she was. Amidst it all, though,
So she was trying to get him to agree with everything she said. She was trying to control him. So when women are trying to control you, and you refuse to be controlled, my boy, be careful. Be careful.
they continued to project the image of a perfect couple on social media. At some point, Dominic decided to break off the relationship and approached Mackenzie with the news. Mackenzie disagreed and was unwilling to give up on them. But Dominic, desperate to be freed, insisted. Mackenzie was upset, but also determined to rekindle their relationship. But her way of going about it was problematic. She began showing up at Dominic's
Fair
house,
use.
threatening to harm him and damage his property if he didn't let her in.
Threatening to harm him and damage his property if he didn't let her in. At that point, because what she wants She either wants to take a chunk out of you, right? Even though you probably didn't do nothing to her, but she thought you were gonna be her minion. She thought that she had you entranced to this point where whatever she asked you to do, you just gonna say okay on some happy wife, happy life type stuff. Just basically simping. My man said, nah, no simping. This a no simp zone. No simping will be detected. You can get on. Right? He made the right move. Ain't no simping over here. This a no simp zone. Right? So instead of just honoring that, because see, it's too much on the line for her, right? It's too much on the line for her because Instagram is wrapped up in this. And her whole social media 304 profile, right? Where she is trying to manipulate reality to her will so that in the end she gets what she wants. Because once she gets to the next level where she can monkey branch to someone of greater status than him, oh, she would in a second. She would have straight monkey branched. Soon as somebody would have gotten her inbox, a blue check, and been like, "Hey, let me holler at you." Oh, she would have dumped his ass quick, right? But because he said, "I'm not finna simp," now she's pulling up to his house, job, whatever, saying, "Let her in," or she's going to try to destroy his property or some stuff, right? Now, she wants you to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come out there and knock the meat out your taco," right? But if you get arrested, now your life is going downhill. Now your life is on a downhill trajectory, where before it was on an uphill trajectory, right? Because you're the man. You're the one who holds the family jewels. You have the semen. You could produce children until you die. Women are on a time clock. They have to figure out what they're going to do while they're still young and desirable and of high value on the sexual marketplace, right? So it would be better if she grew up in a righteous heritage where when she got to a place in her life where everyone in the village can tell she is ready to be a man's wife, where a man could come along and make an agreement with the father, and now she is a man's wife, and the whole village celebrates, and it's a grand thing. It's a beautiful thing, and it's structure and it's order, right? But since it's all abstract and there's no rules to the game, right? The only rule is there are no rules, right? Do as thou wilt, right? That's how they feel. So since it's all confusion and it's all an illusion because it's all about the Instagram and giving off the perception that this is her life, as many influencers, social media influencers who portray that they're rich, and then or even socialites or people that go out at night and kick it in their little circles, and then when they can't keep up the illusion any longer, what do most of them usually do? They kill themselves, right? Because it's all about the illusion. Their whole identity is tied to that illusion. So if they no longer can live in that illusion, they rather off themselves. They rather push the self deletion button than to just be humbled and maybe start to build something authentic from there. Because when you're authentic, you don't have to tie your identity to a false reality. If the banks were to close tomorrow and nobody could get any funds, we're all the same. Now something else is valuable. Money isn't valuable anymore. Something else is valuable. You know what would be valuable? A spiritual connection. May Yah save the king. That's what's going to be valuable. America and Babylon tried to trick you to think that there was no religion and there's no gods and this and that. But yet behind the scenes, that's all they do is worship pagan gods. Why they try to make you think there is no God, right? Because as long as you do as thou wilt, you're following the law of Baphomet. Because the law of Yah is a bit more detailed than that. But you're so used to do as thou wilt that an abstract Christian religion makes more sense to you. Oh, we just love God however we want to love God. But that ain't what the book say. The book say if you're gonna love God, then you have to obey God. And that's Deuteronomy 7. That's Deuteronomy 7. This the New Living Translation. Let's see. 7, let's start at 9. Understand therefore, understand therefore that Yahweh your Elohim is indeed power. That's another translation for God, power. He is the faithful power who keeps his covenant for 1,000 generations and lavishes his unfailing love on those who love him and obey his commands. So those who love him and obey his commands. But he does not hesitate to punish and destroy those who reject him. Therefore, you must obey all these commands, decrees, and regulations I am giving you today. That's how you love Yah. Jesus said, if you love me, you keep my commandments. But Christians, they'll try to tell you, oh, well, as long as you love God and you love your neighbor, then you on these two, you can hang the whole law. Because that's what Jesus said. But Jesus was speaking from a concrete manner, perspective. Bruh, the Torah teaches you how to love Yah and how to love your neighbor. The Torah teaches you how to reverence Yah and how to reverence your neighbor. It's all laid out. It's very detailed. So why are you so abstract in your thinking, right? But when you're abstract in your thinking, you allow confusion, like this young lady pulling up to your house telling you what she gonna do to you when you know damn well you can go outside and knock the meat out her taco. But because her false reality has imploded, because you stepped out. You see how much power you hold? Man, her reality imploded because he stepped out of the picture. And now she can't portray this false image of everything so good when all she got to do is obey. And I'm pretty sure he would have took her back if she obeyed because he took her back. And that's what led to his demise. And that's why, man, you can't be dealing with it. Once they show you who they truly are, leave them alone. All the sins of men are nothing compared to the sins of women. Remember that. That's what the book said. Fair use.
On one of the occasions, he recorded her outside of his home making the threats.
You key my car. Tell me to break the door. I will key your car if you do not let me in the house. You're going to key my car if you don't. If you don't let me in the house, yes.
Dominic tried his best to defuse the situations, trying to reason with Mackenzie and calm her down at every turn. As he continued,
See, he was being calm. He was trying, like, look, it's not that serious. Just leave me alone. But she was increasingly threatening him and doing all these things. If it was the other way around, they'd have put him under the jail, right? These women, these modern day women are crazy. I'm going to start reacting to some of these videos where these teachers be sleeping with students. It's so many of them. I don't know. It was an epidemic in 2024. Anyway, these modern day women are crazy, right? So you have to deal with them. I would say straight up biblically, straight up scripturally, being that we are in the end day. I mean, the fog that just hit us. It's December 30th, 2024. It was 4 days of dense fog, right? All over the earth. That's how dark cruelty gonna be. It's gonna be dense. It's just the fog we just had was like white and gray colored. But dark cruelty, the fog just gonna be it's gonna be a thick, dense darkness where you won't even be able to see your hand in front of your face. Right? That's gonna be dark. That's outer darkness, dark cruelty. Okay? Anyway, it's going down right now in this end time. So be careful around these women. If they ain't ready to make a, this is their last hurrah. They are in their last hurrah right now. This is their last hurrah era. Since they like to say everything is an era, this is their last hurrah era. Why? Because any day now, I'm talking any day now, the Messiah is coming in the twinkling of an eye, any day now. And when he comes, the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. So this is their kingdom now. In the next kingdom, the kingdom that's forever, the eternal kingdom, the spiritual kingdom, the hidden kingdom, the kingdom of Yahweh, the kingdom of light. You got thick darkness and you got light, right? Where you want to be at? You want to be in the thick darkness where cruel things happen to you if they catch you, or you want to be in the light? I mean, that's on you. You have the right to make your decision. I would say keep the commandments. I would say do the right thing. I would say don't trust these women because the devil will use them to crash out and kill you. You're the target. That person is already in Satan's kingdom, under Satan's dominion. It's their pleasure to give their life for Satan. These people are going to take the mark of the beast. You the one with the light in you, so be careful. Fair use.
continued to reject her. Mackenzie's frustration and desperation grew stronger.
He rejected her. You know that's a bad look on Instagram.
She alternated between begging him to take her back and threatening him if he didn't.
Dom, if you do not open, like, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. Like, I'm dead ass.
What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. It doesn't. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
But the more she showed her true side, the more convinced Dominic became that ending their relationship was the right decision.
Fair use. And it was the right decision. It was the right decision. He should have stayed in that lane. He should just took his loss. Fellas, take this as a warning. Stay in your lane. You are a king of your own castle. Your wife and your concubines and your female servants, they gonna serve you. And you're gonna have male servants too. And you're gonna have an ox, and you're gonna have a donkey. Right? 10th commandment. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's ox or his donkey or his male slave or his female slave or anything that belongs to thy neighbor. Yes, women are the prize. Women are the prized possessions. That's why in the beginning of the 10th commandment, which categorizes a man's possessions, the wife is the first to be mentioned. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. And that's important because we already have thou shalt not commit adultery, right? No, this is talking about you should not even desire your neighbor's possessions. So if your neighbor has a wife, because this is how you love your neighbor. You love God, you love Yah, and you love your neighbor. How do you love your neighbor concretely? Oh, you follow the commandments. You silly Christians. But anyway, yes, a woman is a possession. And if she ain't trying to be your possession, just wait. And don't let them crash out on you. Because when the earth is twisted out of shape and there's only a few men left, which Isaiah 24 talks about and Isaiah 13, these women gonna be begging, begging to be up under a man. So just become a man. Get dangerous. That's the best thing you can do. But y'all gonna bless us. Anyway, fair use. But look, he just said, yo, this is the best decision to leave her alone.
Despite the breakup and bitter disputes, like they had done in the past, the couple would eventually reconcile. They got back together and Mackenzie seemed like a changed person, softening her aggression and seemingly genuinely sweet. She made plans for her and Dominic to attend a party that a friend of theirs was having. Dominic was looking forward to the evening.
Fair use.
Mackenzie had planned every detail. She and Dominic attended the party where their friends were pleased to see the perfect couple happily back together again. The pair
Fair
danced,
use.
drank, and enjoyed.
See, at this point, she just was like, you hurt me so bad. Right? Who knows what traumas she's been through. For her to crash out like this, right? She obviously got demons that she dealing with. This young man, young men shouldn't even really deal with women. Oh, Joe know that young men want to deal with women. But you should give yourself some time. Get established. The less you deal with women, the quicker you can get established as a man. Because you ain't got no woman playing with your head. Saying this, saying that, do this, do that. Could you do this? I don't. If you don't have them around, they can't really mess with you. And then when you pop out, like, all right, I'm looking for something tonight. They gotta play your game now. You set the tone. Especially if you pop out, you done made uh some money for yourself, maybe a name for yourself. You dangerous because you've been working out in the gym and training and doing whatever it is you need to do, and you the full package, right? And you ain't got no crazy baby mamas. You ain't got no diseases. You own the night. You own the earth. It's yours to do whatever it is you please if you comprehend your power. Yeah, they might try to gaslight you. Oh, look at him. He think he is. But in reality, because they're operating in the matrix, especially if you're dealing with women under the sisterhood code, they exceptionally and especially delusional, right? They just delusional together, and that's dangerous. Groupthink is not smart think, right? But in reality, outside of their little matrix, you run shit. And if one won't go, another one will. So it's not that big of a deal. Rejection is not, you're not going to get rejected. They're going to be trying to throw themselves at you, right? But it takes time. You have to build yourself up as a man and not get detoured by all this side quest, side kitty that ends up being your main quest because you have a baby from it that may or may not be yours, but you're on the hook for it. And now your destiny has been altered because you made a bad decision, right? You can still come back from it, but it's just going to be that much more difficult. Men who wait and establish themselves rule the world, rule the earth. Now, in this society. In the next society, men from the lineage of David are going to rule the earth. Every kingdom that gets established in the empire of light, every man that sits on the throne must come from the lineage of David. It just is what it is. Anyway, fair use. We're gonna get this video done.
themselves. To Dominic, it felt like an ideal night, and Mackenzie felt that way as well, but for an entirely different reason. At the party, they connected with one of Dominic's best friends, Davian Flanagan. Mackenzie also knew Davian. He was 19, and despite a challenging childhood in foster care before being adopted in 2010, he was extremely kind-hearted and positive. He had recently graduated from Strongsville High School, where he was on the football team.
See, anybody could have ended up in this position. Anybody. Anybody. And you're just a young man. The girls say, hey, we're gonna drive, she gonna drive, whatever. I personally, going from this example and just knowing how I feel, you gotta go off vibes. It's called the spirit of discernment. You gotta discern what's going on around you. Like if you feel like, I don't know, man, I don't trust this girl to drive, you gotta get out. If you in the car, she make like a wild turn, like, hey, let me out. Let me out right now. And then she be like, nah, get serious. Like, bitch, I will beat your motherfucking ass right now. Excuse my language. But this how serious it is. Let me out. I am not playing with you. If somebody gonna die, it's gonna be you. Stop playing with me. Let me out. Right? Because you gonna see why. But this guy ain't got nothing to do with it. He just a young man enjoying a party. They just graduated. But that's how the devil worked. Really, this wouldn't even happen if you was around your own people, around your own culture, around your own heritage. And that's what's going to happen when we get together. But until then, you really shouldn't be dealing with these people that don't fear Yah. Because they will put you on the altar, on their wicked pagan altar. Because Yah's hidden ones are special. So you shouldn't be out here messing around with these people like that. Anyway, fair use.
He planned to attend barber school, then open a barber shop in their small town. Davian joined Mackenzie and Dominic partying. Then the three of them stayed at their friend's house until the early hours of the next day. At 5 a.m., Mackenzie woke up Dominic to head home. As she was waking Dominic, Davian also woke up and asked for a ride home. So, on that morning, one day before Mackenzie's 18th birthday, Mackenzie, 20-year-old Dominic, and 19-year-old Davian left the party around 5 a.m. in Mackenzie's 2018 Toyota Camry. Mackenzie was behind the wheel, with Dominic in the passenger seat and Davian in the back. Initially, Mackenzie, the only one wearing a seatbelt, drove slowly, maintaining perfect control. But as she turned onto Progress Drive from Pearl Road, she pressed the accelerator and didn't let go. The street was just 3/4 of a mile long, or
Fair
1.2
use.
kilometers.
Fair use.
But within that distance, she reached a speed of 100 miles per hour. The road was relatively straight, perfectly
Fair
suited for
use.
gaining unbridled speed. She sped through the industrial complex, headed directly toward the end of the road, where just beyond it stood a brick building. At the very last moment, she veered directly toward it, then crashed into it head-on at 100 miles per hour. But it was a very early Sunday morning in an area exclusively occupied by industrial business buildings, so there was not a soul around.
Fair use. So this video is called Privileged Teen Thinks She Can Get Away with Murder, the case of Mackenzie Shirilla. So I guess that means she survived. Yeah, she survived. She had her seatbelt on. Wow. I haven't watched this whole thing yet. Maybe I'll react to more of it. I don't know. But the thing is, be safe out here because I didn't even see the part where they slept over and then they left at 5 in the morning. That's crazy. I mean, if you just in the world and you don't have a relationship with Yah and you didn't like pray before you got up or which who does that? If you're going to parties and kicking it to 5 in the morning, they just young children. They just young men and women doing what young American men and women do. Party, right? But she had an agenda. And her agenda was, in my opinion, I would have to watch the rest of the documentary, but to kill him, right? Whether it was of the devil, whether it was her pride had been hurt and she couldn't handle rejection or whatever, or she probably saw the upward trajectory of him and she couldn't get him to punch her or to slap her or to do something where she can call the police on him. So the next best thing was to buckle up her seatbelt and try to take him out. Ain't that crazy? Hey, your mind is a muscle. Either you use it or you lose it, and that's for real. Learn how to control your mind. Somebody else will. Shalom, y'all.